Hey y'all, we're back over at Rich's place. It's Saturday, July 16, I believe. We've gotten the seat form down from the attic. We got the seat molds down. We have to make one of these skinny little seats for a go-kart for Gary Cram and deliver it to him at the what is it, the Dream Cruise or whatever, right? Over there in Royal Oak or whatever it is. This is the form that we did Johnny's seat in from the videos. I thought it was going to be a real hassle to dig all the foam out so I could fit into it, but I remembered I sprayed it with spray glue and then, you know, rubbed a garbage bag down in there first. I was actually going to call John because Buddy Bob from Cleveland, he suggested I call John and see if he wants another one of those seats before I destroy the foam. Well, when we pulled it down from the attic, it gets so hot up there, folks. So hot up there, the foam was all shrunk and distorted and rolled in on itself. It was real easy just to grab the foam bag and everything and just rip it right off. It was real easy. It couldn't have got any easier. So it's going to be real nice for me to do my own flat bottom seat in here. Rich, hopefully, be able to mix the two-part form and pour it around me and should be pretty straightforward. We will only need just hips, side, around the shoulders, up underneath the helmet. It won't be all up underneath you because I'm going to lay right down on the bottom instead of laying on pieces of foam that lift you up so everything gets encompassed in foam. It won't be like that. We need a nice flat bottom seat so it'll sit right down low in the go-kart. Generator did that pulsing. Brum, brum, brum. That's a brand new carburetor on there. It's a brand new Chinese carburetor I got off eBay. But Bob says the low-speed circuit's not getting enough fuel, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's brand new. It can't be botched up because it never had gas through it. So we got it up in the air. If we get a minute to look at it, we'll look at it. I bought two carburetors at the same time. Bob's answer is just to throw the second carburetor on if I don't want to tear this one apart. The problem is it's not all cast metal like the outside. On the inside of the float bowl, not only is the float plastic, where the mixture tube would be, where a main jet would go on the end, that's not cast. It's all plastic. There's a great big plastic insert that goes in there. I know a lot of you, if you've worked on a snowblower or something, you run into these junk carburetors, and that plastic gets all screwed up, and you got to replace the whole carburetor. So maybe we'll take it off and throw the other one on. I don't know. The only time gas has been in it was at Grattan. It still made electricity. It was just irritating to listen to it go brum, brum, brum all day long, you know. So we're working on that a little bit. We got this stuff going. Got clutch off the Yamadog over to Rich's. Put stuff in here after we got the 125 running. We, you know, just to make room in the garage because, you know, we don't have a big old pole barn yet. You know, maybe soon, who knows. But I went through the clutch this morning. I looked at it, and everything looks good inside the clutch. I absolutely believe this was a pipe-related issue. And if you see what we got going on here, this is the standard S4, RLV S4, right? We cut here and here and rotated the cones, but did nothing else. This is the RLV S4 Missy. And you see the difference. This first cone really doesn't start growing until way out here, right? It does grow a little, but not much. Now from this section on up, I think, or maybe it's this one here to that one there is the same. So you see, it's a good, Richard measured it, looked at it, it was a good maybe 3 inches different. So we had this pipe on with a total of 9 3/4 inch length from the piston to here. We ended up, it was 9 3/4 total with a 3 3/4 piece of flex tube. This is a 5-inch piece here that we got from Wild Bill. Thanks, Billy, by the way. Taking that package back to John. We appreciate that. Just stuck this in and tried it, and it got slightly better, but obviously not better everywhere like we were expecting. I think we'd have had to go a lot longer with this pipe. I think we'd have had to go like 11 and a half, because this put us at, it was another 1.25 inches longer, so we were at 9 3/4. That put us at 11, right? Yeah, that put us at 11, and it still wasn't enough. So we had an issue either, you know, and you look, that's, you really can't tell there. Let's look in here. You see that? That's white gray, lean, you know, very, very lean looking. And that'll happen if your flex is too short, right? It'll make a lot of heat. It'll look lean like that. The plug looked okay. The top of the piston looks okay. Nothing dry or gray or lean looking. So I don't think this was a carburation tuning issue. You know, when we came off the track back to the pit lane, and the clutch came down, and you know we were nat through the pit lane to keep, you know, all because you can drive back to your paddock or through the paddock back to your pit spot. The clutch was reactive. You know, it was good. Everything was good. So this isn't a clutch issue. Everything inside the clutch looked good. We don't have any issue there. So it's got to be a pipe problem. And you see, Chris also brought us the Sportsman can. This piece isn't gonna get us to 11, I don't think. Let's see, 6 3/4 to there. This is 5, so another 4, 6. That's 10 3/4. We need to go another 10 3. Well, we need another inch, right? You know, it has to be 11, minimum 11, right, Ace? So it needs to be out another 1/4 inch. We need a little bit longer piece yet. But what we could do is put this on and try it and see, because this isn't a tune pipe like one of these. It's basically just a noise suppressor, which doesn't really work all that well because these are pretty loud. That ought to tell us if it was a pipe thing or not without having to cut and re-weld another pipe to fit the go-kart. We don't want to do a whole bunch of changing. We don't want it because we're going with the Tillotson. We have an alcohol Tillotson carburetor. We have the intake almost ready to go for the go on the front of this motor. So we wanted to run alcohol. We wanted to run a Tillotson. And we wanted to run a tuned up can like this. I mean, for initial testing, you know, the stock standard can will work, but we got to get it at least 11 inches. I think that's where the guys all run them. They said no less than 11. I think Ace told me, correct me if I'm wrong, 11 1/8, just in case the guy that's measuring it measures wrong. You're always a little bit extra long, but yeah, I think with this pipe here, it just needed to be extra long, and we were just not there. We've run this pipe on that motor with that same clutch at Cherri Rivoli 7 3/4, I think 7 3/4, and it ran great. It ran fine. So we'll have to go back, and I'm sure I have some notes somewhere. We'll have to go back and find out what we did, what's going on. But the motor is got good compression. It starts, it takes off, clutch, everything was good. So it just won't, you know, it won't get up on top end and go. And like I said, it was almost like somebody was dragging the brakes. So we've got this stuff we're playing with. We got the Tony H bodywork here. We're not worried about getting it on the go-kart until we get this stuff, the running function of this thing working. So we'll probably take once we get our seat done in the form and get it in the car and we're happy with it in the 125, next gig for this would be Gingerman. So we can continue tuning on this new Tillotson carburetor and making sure we get it right. Then, as I said, the cylinder comes off. It goes out to California to get plated and ports touched up again before it comes back. And then we'll start thinking about Daytona with this. This car, same thing. We won't do anything with this until Second week of September, gingerman as well. We'll run it just the way it is. Not going to spend a bunch of time working up body work and stuff if we haven't got this running issue straightened out. So that's what we got going next. In between, you know, today being Saturday, Monday, we're going to start this working on the secret project, Hot and Heavy. And in between, you know, if we gotta go order some stuff through the mail, Zeus pads and Zeus's and stuff. While we're waiting for the stuff to come in the mail, we'll do what we can. If we can get over here and burn, you know, a couple hours or a day doing something here while we're waiting for parts over there, that's what we'll do. Again, we're going to start treating all this stuff kind of like you would my days working at the motorcycle shop, where if you had a room like this, you have bike stand, bench, bike stand, bench around the corner, another bike stand, or bike lift, whatever you want to call it. And you work on whatever you had parts for. If you're waiting on something specific, an electrical switch or something, then you move on to the next thing that you can make progress with. We'll do the same thing here with this stuff here. Because we have so much to do, we'd love to have them all in one garage and just go from one to another, just getting them all done. But I am the proverbial one-man gang at RPM. I got to do it all myself. Would be nice if I could telepathically talk to a bro or something and have them do exactly what I'm thinking needs to be done, but that doesn't happen. So you get what you got. You're right. I'm going to have to do it myself. So, and that's okay, I guess, you know, to an extent. So we've got plenty of little things in the works. We'll get over here tomorrow and probably cut up some glass to fit the Gary seat, because we got it. He already paid us. He already paid us for the seat. We got to get that thing to him in, I think, 2 weeks from this weekend, over at the car cruise over here that he's doing the Tremec transmission thing at. So that's it. That's it from Rich's place. Clutch passed the test. Everything looks good. We'd like to put a couple new O-rings in the adjusters, maybe some new seals on it. None of it was leaking, but we took it apart. Let's put some new stuff in it, right? And that's it. We'll get around to. We'll obviously bring you Rich pouring foam. We'll put this thing on a stand or something, this camera, and show you Rich pouring foam around me here. He's never mixed this stuff. He doesn't know, you know, a little bit of this and a little of this is going to make a whole bunch of that, and that's how much I need. It's kind of like taking Bondo out of a can to fill a dent. You're looking at the dent, and I just know how much to put on, you know, on a pallet, and how much hardener to put in it, and how much time I have to deal with it, and how much I need to fill in a dent, right? Ought to be interesting, if not comical, to watch Rich running around, because as soon as you dump these A and B parts together and start mixing, it starts working. So it ought to be pretty cool to watch. So that's it from RPM East at Rich's place. It's not too hot out here. It's nice. It's actually 80 degrees or so. It's kind of a nice day. But just wanted to show you the difference in those pipes and what I think we got going on there. So Godspeed. God bless. Hang in there. I'm praying for you. It'll get better. I promise you. You know why. Talk to y'all later.